Franklin is the devil!
That old devil, Ben Franklin, gave us some great quotes.
And maybe the most famous is time is money. But money you can hold, you can use it to buy stuff. Time, you can't grab it, you can't put it in a jar. It's a concept. And according to Professor Chris Januszewski, the human brain processes the value of money and time in very different ways.
The first thing you need to know is a bedrock principle in economics.
Don't go, there's ice cream at the end.
Diminishing marginal utility is an economic concept that applies to goods and services.
It's like this. You love your car, you couldn't live without it. If you had a second car, you'd be really happy, but you'd value it just a little bit less. And by the time you have your 50th car, well, the thrill is gone.
Or at least really diminished compared to that first car. And the same is true of all stuff. That first ice cream cone is delicious. The second ice cream cone, still pretty good. By the 300th ice cream cone, you hate ice cream and everyone associated with it. And that leads us to the second thing you need to know.
Leisure time is different from stuff. The more you get, the more valuable it becomes.
You need a big enough chunk for it to have meaning.
That's because we think of time in terms of what we can do when we get a chunk of it.
If you have 2 minutes, you can't really do much. If you had 15 minutes, you do a task that really needs to be done, like folding laundry. But if you had an hour, then you can think above and beyond that required activity. What could you do to make yourself happy?
So what would old Ben Franklin think of all this? Well, he also said a penny saved is a penny earned. So think of minutes as pennies. If you can consolidate them into bigger chunks of time you could use to actually do stuff, you get more value out of that time than if those minutes were scattered throughout your day. We have links to the research at our website, thelisttv.com.